What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel. Bass Habit TV here. Today we are talking the Texas rig. Today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to be talking the Texas rig and how I rig it up, the baits I throw on it, and hopefully you can use these same techniques guys and catch more bass. And I've actually caught my PB on a Texas rig guys, so it's the cheapest way to start bass fishing if some of you are just starting out. So I hope you all like the video guys. Let's get to it. Alright guys, now that we're out of the heat, let's take a look at this Texas rig setup I got. The EWGs work great, but for the purpose of this video we're just going to go with the regular offset worm hook, 2/0 in size, in case you're wondering. I'll put all the links in the description as well for all the things that I have here that I'm about to show you. That way you guys can go pick up some of this stuff. Next thing I suggest you use is a tungsten weight. You don't necessarily have to use a tungsten weight. The regular weights work just fine, the lead weights, but the tungsten weight are smaller in size, they're more compact. The tungsten also provides more sensitivity when you're dragging it on the creek bed or river bed. They also come in a couple different colors. They come in like a greenish kind of color and a black, which is the one I have here. Black works good too. I like the green ones, but they're a little bit harder to find. You'll find these all over Walmart, Academy, stuff like that. So this one here is a 5/16 ounce weight guys. Works perfectly for worms, stick baits, or crawl trailers. Which brings me to the next thing that I want to talk about. I've been using this Z-Man 10X Tough. They really are a lot tougher guys than say the Yamamotos or the Zoom, stuff like that. I have a tough time tearing this up, man. I'll use one of these worms pretty much for the whole fishing trip. I may change one or two, but I've had this pack for quite a while and I got about 2 more in there. It was only a 6-pack, so but this one here is a California crawl. It's basically a green pumpkin with some red flake in it. I don't know if you can see that flake in there. This one works really well with a Texas rig. And also one of my go-to trailers and also just go-to Texas rig bait is the Rage Tail Rage Crawl. This one here is just a green pumpkin. I sometimes use the Bama Crawl or the Summer Crawl. The Summer Crawl has a little bit of chartreuse in it, and the Bama Crawl has some orange in it, but these right here work great with Texas rig. And if you're also going to use a bug or some type of creature bait, Guggen makes this Bandito bug. It's got a real distinct scent to it. You'll notice as soon as you open up this package, this is just your regular green pumpkin. You can tell I've been fishing some clear water, so a lot of natural color baits. Last but not least, right here is the 6 Cents peg stopper, bobber stopper or peg stopper. I like the 6 Cents brand. They're a lot bigger, a little bit bulkier than your other brands that are out there. It's actually pretty cheap. It's only like $1 something, almost $2 for this pack of 9 right here. So very good, very easy to use, and I'll show you how here in a bit. But 6 Cents, man, makes a great product, and these peg stoppers right here are awesome guys. I recommend you getting these. Alright, so now we're going to talk about how I tie it on guys. Everyone has their own preference on the knot tying. For this one I'm going to use braid just so that you can see it better. You couldn't really see the fluorocarbon, but when I'm using Texas rig I usually use either 15-pound or 20-pound fluoro. P-line fluoro works really great. But for the purpose of this video, as I said, we're going to use braid so that you can see the way I'm tying this on. So the first thing that goes on is the peg stopper guys. It's got like a little loop right above the peg stopper right here. Pass your line through that loop there, and you pinch this peg stopper and you slide it over your line guys. And there, this comes off. Comes with 9. That was the last one on here, so that's in the trash. There you go, you got your peg stopper on. You can slide it further up the line if you want. I like these two from 6 Cents because they really grab onto the line really well. They don't slide as easy as some of the other brands. So that's how you get that peg stopper on there. That's the first thing that goes on. Next is you're going to want the weight. So you slide your tungsten weight on all the way up to your peg stopper. Then you're going to tie your hook. This is what goes on last guys. So I mean everyone's got their own preference of knots guys. I use the improved clinch knot. It works really well for me. I've never had any breaks. I've never had a knot fail on me as long as you tie it right. So let me show you here real quick how you tie it. What I do is once I pass my line through the eye hole, put my finger here so that I can create that loop when I start to twist. First thing you do is you twist your tag end around the main line. Let me get some more slack here. Twist your tag end around your main line 5 to 6 times. What I do is I grab it here, I hold it with these 2 fingers, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab it here. Now you've created a loop here. That's why I like to put my finger there. You pass your tag end through that loop, and then you fold it over. You've created another loop here. You fold this tag end over and you pull it through that loop. And then once you have that done, you cinch it all up. You're gonna want to wet your line, guys. I don't have any water and I don't want to spit or use saliva on this line right now, but you want a wet line. You can use saliva, or you can use a little cup of water, or even if you're on the water already, just dip it in the water real quick. So you want to grab the tag end, your main line, and your hook and cinch it down. Once you got the tag end pretty much pulled tight, you can cinch the rest down. You'll see it kind of go down on the eye hole there, and that's all you're gonna do. You pull it tight, make sure your tag end is tight there, and there it is, guys. Improved clinch knot. Works really well. I've never had any problems with it, never had any of them fail on me. As long as you tie it right, it does really well. You clip the end here, which I got some very dull needle nose pliers here, but once that's on, you still have your weight here. You got your peg stopper here. Let's go ahead and let's get one of these worms on there just so you can see how I rig it up. So the first thing I do, oh, got me on the thumb there. You want to go down about a 1/4 inch, right in the center of your bait, whatever bait, even if it's a crawl trailer or whatever it may be. You go down in through the center, the top of the bait, about a 1/4 inch, just to where you bury that barb right there. Go down about a 1/4 inch, come out the side, or you slide this all the way up towards your offset there. What I like to do is I judge more or less where the hook's going to penetrate the next part of the worm or the creature bait or whatever you're using. So you grab your bait, push it over. I slide it all the way through, poke it out the other side of the bait. And what you want is you want your bait to look really straight, just like that. You don't want it to be bent here in the middle or twisted, so make sure whatever side you come out of your bait, you go back in that same side of the bait. And what I like to do, just to make it weedless, because I'm always throwing this thing in tree cover and all types of brush and stuff that's in the water, I just pull it back and I bury the tip of that hook into the edge of the bait here. That makes it weedless, guys. You can throw this into anything, it's going to slide right through. But when a fish bites on it, it exposes that hook and you get them right in the lip, guys. Once that's in and weedless, guys, slide your peg stopper down all the way to the edge of all the way to the tip of the bait here. And there you have it, guys. What this does is it keeps your weight pressed up against the bait here, guys. A lot of times when you're throwing a more buoyant bait, your weight will slide down your line before your bait does. So your weight will be down here and your bait will kind of just be hanging there. What I like to happen is if you keep this real tight and you drop it in the water, it pulls that bait all the way down to the riverbed or creek bed or the bottom of the pond, whatever you're fishing. And it kind of just lets the back of the tail or the creature bait or whatever it is just hang there. The way I like to fish it is I just give it a couple pops, or just raise your rod tip, let it drop back down, and what that does, it just pulls your bait up and it takes it right back down and stops. So basically you're just hopping along the bottom. The fish just can't resist, guys. When they see that hopping along the bottom like that, they'll come and hit that bait. Well, there it is, guys, the Texas rig, the way I like to fish it, guys. I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Don't forget we got that 300 sub giveaway going on, so make sure y'all subscribe, share the video, guys, and I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the water.
Yep. Come here, baby. Come here, baby.
Woo! Damn, that's a big dog on it. The Texas rig.